Abdurrahman Al-Hakim
Yes,
from U Telecom. We're going to talk about mobile payment ecosystem. As well, Abdurrahman is the head of FinTech at U Telecom. You may know him from his entrepreneurial background, but Abdurrahman as well has very experience at the FinTech from his position, and I met him here in Oman, and I was literally amazed by his performance, skills, talent. So let's say he's the man who should talk about the Yemeni ecosystem in general for FinTech and financial inclusion. So Abdurrahman, the mic is yours. So you have still a few minutes of your time, but you can manage, I guess. So please take the stage. Well, yours.
Thank you, Bassem, and thank for all the participants and speakers in this. Actually, with the past 2 days and today, it's the third day now for this summit. A lot of things has been discussed. I think a lot of things has been within my presentation has been already discussed during the past 3 days. Still, I think now it's important to understand that with these kind of technologies, with these kind of solutions that being offered by Will Cloud, by Alibaba Cloud, what are the dilemma now for organizations to go forward? This is what I need to emphasize on to try to recap what has been discussed during the last 3 days. And before you go for any solution, there's some consideration need to be considered. So I'll try to be brief on this. I think Mr. Saleh can highlight higher on this for the ecosystem from the initiative perspective that we have at you. And Mr. Saleh is here, and he's our CIO and a board member and the owner for this mega project that we have been working on for more than the past 2 years. Still, as stated, now this is a session, or this is a summit for inspiring, not informing people about what is the current information or the current technology. It's about inspiring people to move to the next, not to stay where they are, not to stay shattered, not to stay, you know that, Bassem. And I think Bassem is one of the guys who suffered from this long time ago and still. So I think now it is the time and the right time, as we have the right people. We have the Central Bank of Yemen, we have a lot of players in this fintech industry, and people who's drifting for the ecosystem. I think this kind of discussion made for the last 3 days is showing how everybody is aiming the same direction. So let me just to try to be brief, because as I said, most of the things that I was about to discuss is already mentioned and already discussed. So I think I should pass this passage. But
yeah, it's totally fine. Actually, you can squeeze it, all right? To like so that we will not repeat the. Actually, you have very important input in the last 2 days.
Exactly. So I will try to add to what has been discussed during the past days, and not to repeat things has been mentioned. This is about fintech and reveal. That means a lot of players has been playing fintech, was doing fintech, was providing and delivering services and fintech financial services and toward financial inclusion. But what is the most things that need to be unrevealed in order to have this kind of understanding of fresh take on fintech challenges that we have in Yemen? And this is actually not just in Yemen, this is in general, but you can see mostly those items are related to Yemen, with the current proposal has been made by Will Cloud and by Alibaba Cloud. For this, you can see that this, yeah. Main challenges, I will talk about 5 main aspects: absence of proper frameworks, spaghetti solutions, stuck in the history, data in fintech as a navigating with the challenges in that, cyber framework standards, fintech, unity and synergy dialogue. I think this just, and the recommendation. Yeah. For the first challenge that we have, it's
just want
about
to welcome Mr. Yahya Najjar, former CEO at YKB Islamic Bank, just joined us. Glad you made it, Mr. Yahya. I would love to hear your voice with your contribution input later on. Thank you. Please, Abdulrahman, sorry for interruption.
Yes, welcome, Mr. Yahya. How are you? I hope things are okay. I think he is already with IBY now. So
Yes,
yes,
IBY.
yes, IBY now.
He's,
Okay.
he's a
Welcome,
hot
Mr.
asset.
Yes, he is. He's a good friend to me, and I do respect his all initiatives and efforts he made in this industry. So, proceeding. Absence of proper framework for this is about what the main challenges in framework. There is many frameworks in fintech, but the problem and dilemma that all the players in fintech, all the players in even digital transformation, they don't know which framework they need to choose, and this is an issue. Sometimes they may not follow standards, which result to non-standardized services, which make high customization. Not all fintech modules are allowed. This is the case like MNO, which is mobile network operators for telecom, to do this kind of services with not with the licensee bank, with a partner bank, but this is now still not allowed. Regulations that may be designed for industrial area. You know that we are in the fourth industrial era now, and some of the regulations need to be lifted up, as Ms. Yusra stated earlier in this session. The impact for this is if you choose the wrong framework or not choosing a framework at all, that means you may lead to a pack pulse. You may lead to start going in cycles. You may lead to not identify the right needs for your customer. This will result to high rate failure, and this will raise the capex as well, as you have a lot of places not stating the needed capex for them, not the direct cost for technology, but also for the other costs, direct costs or other indirect costs that you may have in distribution and in marketing as well. Because fintech is not just about technology, as you know, and digital transformation is not about technology at all. It's processes, it's a business model, and it's about culture itself. And this is why we get this kind of slow growth for fintech industry, as there is no following for framework in the place. And this really lead to shocks every time you find a problem, find a shock, and so on. Spaghetti solutions. This is a concept that made for understanding what means of spaghetti. It's used in the developers using this one. They have spaghetti code, not clean code. And spaghetti is for the legacy spaghetti solutions, which using plenty of obsolete systems, plenty of old systems, getting solutions with high customizations, result to the name of spaghetti as the spaghetti food. Still, the technical debt, also another challenge that we have, which is short-term requirements. This is what happened in many areas. I can notice that they just make requirements for the 2 months, 3 months, and then they go for another requirement, so on in this cycle. So this results to having reinvesting again in the capex, because the previous capex was just invested for that purpose and for that short period. The impact for this on the market is struggling to remote working. That means when you have this, if you have any support, online support, you will have a lot of issues that make it impossible or difficult for them to work. You will not have ability to do the SLA service level agreement in the right direction, because you have systems having issues between them with their integrations, with their customizations, and with their capability to integrate and so on. Some people are bragging that they have this kind of RBA. They said, we have RBA capability. Okay, you have RBA capability, but still, it's not the right standards to go with. It's like you're trying to tailoring things in the wrong way. And this result to reduce the go-to-market. Technical debt will result to lose customers because of the user experience will be changed. You do a short-term requirement now, deliver a service, and then you go for another cycle. So the user experience being changed. Result to more vulnerabilities because every time you need to do a risk assessment, every time you need to do a security, information security assessment on them, on each piece, not on the whole system. The cost is higher. There is a software malfunction that will happen from time to time, and there is glitching that will happen, and this will slow down the digital progress for your digital transformation journey. This is because you didn't have strategic vision in your mind, and you didn't have the buy-in from the top management. Having the top management buy-in is the number one that you need to have, so in order to assure that digital transformation journey with delivering critical services like FinTech services is considered. Stuck in the history, this is a challenge that in Yemen, we have this dilemma of still stuck in plastic, meaning for trading, it goes through the history in many stages. And we were going through these stages with the whole war. Still, we reached the plastic card as a debt card, and then we stopped there. And we can find that a lot of people still using debt card in Yemen, but nobody moved to the credit card as financial institutions due to the scoring and the credit scoring issue. This results to the gap being enlarged from that time to this time. And then suddenly we bring e-payment, digital payment, and we then go for FinTech. So this makes difficult, not from the vendor for FinTech services, but also the customers, that how they can understand and to do this. And this is why a lot of people saying that we need to have awareness, we need to have awareness. Yes, awareness is important, but still, in Sana'a, which is the capital city, with a lot of people with higher education, still, this is an issue. I mean, those guys in Sana'a are having the accessibility, they are there, they are next to you, and still you're trying to make awareness for them, still not there, because not meeting their needs or not finding the real value. I remember that the metaverse guy speaker yesterday, he said about nothing has been built by you necessarily being used by people, by customers. So people think that if I design it, if I build it, if I deliver it to the market, people will use it. No, they will not use it. There's a different story. And this is the idea for stuck in the history that we have, and it should be resolved by either closing the gap or either lifting people, not from awareness perspective, but from their needs and the right needs that they have for this current service that we provide. Data and FinTech navigating the challenge. This is about yesterday also discussion that we made for the data and the importance of data, and we talked about the AI, and is it AI an important aspect that to go for, and we said that AI is important and a must. It can be in the roadmap, but if there is no use case that you have in current status, you don't go for AI just like this. It's not for a badge that you make powered by AI or made by AI. This is not the right case. And there's no data strategy with a lot of players in this market. There is no data integration or interoperability, which is meaning that these data are shattered in many places, not unified, cannot be even digested by AI or by even get the rightful information or complete information about the need and reading the behavior of the customer. And there is no lack of skilled people in the market for data and data analysts and data strategists. Also, there is the data security and compliance, an issue that we have in the market. This will make this kind of impact of data not probably exist. We have a lot of data, but still need a lot of cleaning, a lot of cleansing, a lot of screening, and so on, which means it is so early for us to think about data to be utilized. First, we need to do an action on this data first, to clean it, then to make the readiness, and then to go for the using of AI, big data, and so on. Cyber framework and standards, FinTech, unity, and synergy. This is, I think you remember that a question was raised from Mr. Ali 2 days ago about how that ISO standards can work along side by side with the digital transformation. While digital transformation is an openness and innovation, while ISO standards is closed and restricting. I remember this question, and I remember the discussion made me and you, Basim, and Sami, and we responded to that at that time. Still, this shows that this is still a dilemma, and understanding for this is making a very critical issue for people in working in this industry. ISO standards is not telling you how you work; it just will give you a framework, not a framework, a guidance to assure that you work in the right way, but not it is not how you do things and what you deliver to the customer. And this is a problem that we have as no standardization in place. You can see this in API, for example. There is not a lot of people doing this API standards, just few players in the market. There is also no efficiency in place for the standards. So you can find people having standards already in place, okay? Whatever standards they have, ISO or even as a framework, as a ITL or ITOM. Still, you find these processes not standardized or not efficient. They claim they have it, but if you go to check and validate their impact, the results still not there. Control improvement have a very severe problem issue with internal processes as well, not just for the customer processes that we deliver to service for. And the impact is the concept of understanding of contractual between digital transformation, openness, and standardization is why this is an issue. And it's not about for the cyber confidentiality, integrity, and availability for the concept of cybersecurity. You can find this. People think in this aspect, but we need to think about the other angle, which is PPT, which is people, process, and technology. And this is why we can see the pyramid for this, not just in 2D, but in 3D aspect, as you can see in this diagram. There's also one thing I need to highlight, which is maybe Derek, the cybersecurity guy who speak today, can emphasize or correct me on this. There is a cyber risk institution, CRI. They came up with the framework that can collect the NEST, PCI, DSS, PCI, DSS, and all standards together in one framework and make them work together with a synergy. This is an initiative from one of the NGOs, okay, in this field. And I think this is something important, regardless that framework is great or efficient, or to what extent is perfect, or validated by TM-FOM or other IT or other institutions. Still, it is important to think about the integration or the holistic frameworks that can work together to assure the covering end-to-end, the top-down and the down-top governance perspective, to assure that when we talk about security standards and all these controls, it's for the sake of better service, not for the restricting the service. This is about the design of it, as some people say it, secure by design, this aspect. And in conclusion, I think telecom has been misunderstood for the past years. People deal with telecom as channels. And this is, I think, the main issue that we have. Digital transformation, the main enabler for it is telecom. Telecom is the one that can promote the transformation, not on a company-wise, but not in the economy-wise as well. And this not in digital transformation, but also in FinTech services. And you can see this many examples, success stories for FinTech services around the world, like Ali, like Vodapay, and like Visa, and all these are success stories of telecom being an enabler for FinTech, not just a channel. And this is the issue of dealing with telecom as a channel, limitation for the capability for this direction. Finding the proper framework for FinTech is important. This can the leaders for FinTech, the leaders for digital transformation need to understand that what's important framework and how they can work together, how the roadmap, how they can make the maturity index for this, and how can they make the assessment and assure that they go in the right direction and the right steps. government regulation to be adopted. And I'm so glad and happy that Yusra has stated today in the meeting about the openness for innovation. And I think that this is the right attitude that we expect from regulator. This will for sure direct to the right direction for fintech and for the ecosystem. And allowing MNOs business model is one of these that need to be emphasized. Tailoring solutions to local needs, that's important as well, to meet the needs exactly, not just copy and paste. And pricing innovation, yes, this is about understanding the innovation perspective in the society, because internal factors and external factors are considered. But as long there is acceptance for innovation, that's a great start to start with to go for the next era. Addressed by adaptation of data-driven culture. We talked earlier about data. Investing in data management platform and its tools, collaborating with other stakeholders and learning from best practices and innovation in this industry, working on lowering customer acquisition costs. And this is important because the cost for acquiring customer in fintech is still high in Yemen. And I think there is a lot of ways to reduce this one. Okay, thank you. And this is for the end from me. And I hope that you enjoyed this brief session. I tried to make it as maximum brief because we talked a lot for the past 3 days, and we don't need to repeat them. It has been discussed. Thank you, Basim.
Yeah, never enough, Rahman, for your contribution and insightful thoughts. Thank you so much for this right to the point, pros and cons. That's exactly what I say. Telecommunication is no longer like phone number. No, once you have user-based settled, you can build a whole ecosystem, a whole economy around that. Yeah, the accessibility of telecommunication company, it's the key here. You can build the ecosystem, the economy, the digital transformation. So basically, telecommunication should play the cornerstone in any digital transformation. And by now, people should already understand that. They try to open some wallets. Banks try to do some initial or individuals attempts to start their e-wallets, the concept. Eventually, if you don't have this accessibility, it will be hard for anyone to invest. You cannot do it your own. You should have strategic partners, at least provide you with the infrastructure that you need to flourish. So it's a bigger pie for everyone. Of course. Thank you so much, Abdulrahman. Really appreciate it. I don't know if
In
anyone.
fact, Basim,
Yes,
I need just to add one point here. A lot of
yeah,
these
sure.
challenges can be overcome once they go for the right direction, as you stated. I mean, these challenges not something that we need to keep thinking about it, how we can solve it. It's very simple in this way. You go for the right direction and with the right partners. This is simple. Yeah, thank you.
It is simple. So for now, we still have only two key persons. We have Ghulam Qadir gonna pitch us with his insightful talks as usual. Hello, Ghulam, brother, how are you doing?
Alhamdulillah, Basim. It is really a very nice event. I'm really enjoying each and every speaker's discussion on multiple topics. I think it's a unique idea from your side to keep all the things in this new era of technology. We are talking about metaverse, we are talking about fintech, we are talking about artificial intelligence, about cloud computing. My God.
Interesting topics
Yes,
actually. Yes,
interesting
actually.
topics. Yes.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
for now, we're still gonna say I'm gonna suggest like because we have exceeded our time limit, so I'm gonna suggest like only 5 minutes for praying for our people, so because it's Maghrib. Okay. Then
Yeah.
when we return, we'll have you with your introduction to big data platform on the cloud. All right, and then we'll have this closing with our let's say godfather of digital transformation, Saleh al-Nakhlani. All right, Abdullah.
Inshallah.
Thanks, Bassem. Mr. Abdullah also, he's joining. Hello, everybody and the audience. And I'm glad and honored that I'm speaking today and having this speech. I appreciate the chance that I've been given by Alibaba and Mount Cloud to present us in this platform and this event, which is really a high excellence event. And hopefully after the people they have their praying, we will be having another talk. I believe that I will be having another idea of taking this event into other era. So I will not be the traditional guy. I'll try to be in I will speak in different topics.
Brilliant, brilliant. Thank you so much. And welcome, Mr. Abdullah Shihari as well, the Deputy of Chief Executive Officer at You Telecom. We're honored to have you tonight.
Thank you, Bassam, and thank you all. So we will meet after prayer, as you say.
Yes, 5 minutes. We'll get back to complete this beautiful and magnificent conversation. Thank you so much.
Okay, welcome.
Thank you.